Welcome to this edition of Designing Spaces, the show that's all about you and your space, your home and surroundings. I'm Debbie Marie.
And I'm David Jones. Get ready for some new technology on today's show. We'll also touch on some seasonal subject matter because winter is just around the corner.
Yeah, okay, but before you put those summer tools away, like your hedge clippers, wouldn't you want to know how to keep them in good shape?
Absolutely. And we're going to show you how to keep that snow from building up on the roof of your house. This is something new, so you'll definitely want to check it out before all the snow starts piling up.
Right, and we have some tiling tips from the pros. So stay tuned. It's all right now on Designing Spaces. There's nothing like the beauty of a well-designed lighting fixture. It could really add warmth to a room.
That's right. To take a look at one company's designs, our correspondent Kelly Lewis found a place that could best be described as pure Americana. Watch this.
These beautiful lighting fixtures represent a timeless art form, a step back in time, when talented artisans lovingly created quality pieces from wrought iron, one by one with skilled hands. Today, these original creations are still crafted in much the same way at this small factory in Castleton, Vermont. This is George Chandler, co-founder and chairman of Hubbardton Forge. George, welcome to Designing Spaces. Thanks for having us here today.
Thanks, Kelly. It's great to have you here, and I think we have some really interesting things to show you.
I'm looking forward to it. Tell us a little bit about the history of Hubbardton Forge. Take us back 35 years ago.
Well, what you're going to see today is really a factory with 240 people. Mm-hmm. How we started was really my business partner, Reed Hampton, and I left college, not a lot of direction. We decided to start an art craft studio, focusing on sculpture and whatever else we could do. And 15 years, 20 years, now 35 years, this is where we've ended up.
I tell you, from a barn to this. How about that? Did you ever imagine it would happen?
We knew it wasn't going to stay the way it was. That wasn't going to work. So it just kind of took on a life of its own, and this is where we are.
Well, tell us a little bit about Hubbardton Forge and what makes it so unique.
I think mostly it's what we do and how we do it. We do it in the U.S. We do it here in Vermont. All of our design, engineering, prototyping, and manufacturing is done right in this building. So we have a lot of control about what the product's going to be, input from the customers on what they're looking for. So with our basic 800 to 1,000 base items, we can create over 200,000 variations. And when that order comes into us, when the customer decides how they want that to fit their particular design need, we can bring that in as an order on a Monday, and we expect to be able to ship that on Friday.
We'll talk about your designs a little bit and what type of design settings they fit into.
I think the simplicity really defines our design more than anything else. And if you think of design, there's a geometry to it that I think transcends really all good design. And using, I think what we were doing in the early days with the sculpture to really not just create a lamp, but create something that really has some kind of sculptural value.
Well, take us through the process from start, from design to all the way to the finished product. How does that work?
Well, the creative department and design department sits down at a table, and we literally do hundreds of sketches in the spring based on what input we've gotten from customers, what we want to do last year and couldn't, and we just get this pile of drawings. Then we take those drawings, we start to develop them. They go out to the folks on the computers, the design engineering people, to get a better sense of proportion really quick. And from that we build what we call metal sketches. And those are really down and dirty representations of what we're trying to make. It goes right out to forge. Pieces, parts are cut, picked. The forging is done. We really work. The whole idea of Forge is to bring to the design the unique elements that fire, heat, very extreme forces can bear on the metal, and that's really part of the design process as well. Some of that distressed material has to then be cleaned for the next stages, so we go into tumbling, and then components are welded. In finish, we're using some of the best technology in the world environmentally to clean the product. Oils are always a byproduct of cleaning. That's really what you're trying to get off the product. We use a system that was developed in Europe. I think there are only six companies in the U.S. doing it. We actually use microbes, oil-eating microbes that are mixed in with the cleaner. They seem to like it. They actually eat the oils, so when we release and clean, we don't have any hazardous waste. The cleaners we're using in a normal cleaning line, we might be using for the product we're doing about 10,000 gallons of water a day. We're only using about 700 gallons of water a day.
Wow.
So we won 4 environmental excellence awards from the governor for the processes we've used in finishing. Then it goes into powder coating, another really environmentally sound way of finishing product. You're not using volatile organic compounds that are going into the atmosphere. It's a powder that, depending on the blends from nylons to acrylics to any kind of plastic, we can get a very, very durable finish, and we can get all kinds of looks that really show what's happening with the metal, almost the way we used to do with hand-oiled finishes 35 years ago. And finally into about 12 different assembly cells, where each cell is responsible for getting all the pieces and parts and sub-assemblies that go into that product, putting them together, testing them, make sure it all works, and they even do all the packaging.
George, you must be very proud looking back on your life's work.
We are all very proud of what we've created, and I think it's the difficulty and staying ahead of the technology and working with new designs and really always stretching ourselves. We're trying to make a light. We're trying to meet new technologies, but we're trying to create a sculpture in every piece we make. Something that when somebody brings it home after searching to find the right piece for their home, they bring it in and it makes a difference in their home.
Well, assuming we've piqued some interest here today, where can we find the Hubbardton Forge products? Where are they sold?
We sell primarily through lighting showrooms, and we go across Canada and coast to coast in the U.S.
Well, George, clearly Hubbardton Forge is dedicated to artistic excellence and environmental responsibility, so it was great to be here today. Thanks for showing us around.
Thank you, Kelly. It's been great to show you what we really do here.
In Castleton, Vermont, I'm Kelly Lewis for Designing Spaces.
Well, today was a jam-packed show, and we're done.
That's right, but we'll see you right back here for another Designing Spaces next week. I'm David Jones.
And I'm Debbie Marie. Bye-bye. You can visit these websites to learn more about the participants on this edition of Designing Spaces.